Hey y'all, I hope you're all doing well. So yes, I am pregnant again. It is kind of a surprise to us too. So yeah, it's kind of a surprise to us too. We were going to start a TTC journey. And then our new baby made their way here. So yeah, it's really exciting for us. First, I do want to apologize. I realize I have Star Trek playing in the background. I'm definitely a blurred, so stuff like that is always playing in our house, but I don't think it's going to be too distracting for this video. I do here have a bowl of candy because your girl definitely gets a real bad sweet tooth when I am pregnant, and I'm also really kind of hungry and waiting for lunch to finish, so I'm just going to chill and snack on the Snickers bar for right now. So I'm just about out of the first trimester. What a doozy this trimester has been, especially compared to Edison. I was watching my old videos that I did with Edison. I'm so thankful that I did those videos because it's just been really nice to be able to compare what I went through last time versus what I'm going through this time, and the things that are the same and my solutions to dealing with those issues that I had the first time around. It was really nice to have that to fall back on, and I've been watching Bumpdates again like crazy. It's been so useful for me and helpful. So thank you to my past self. Thank you to all the other women who put out their information just on this huge platform. It really is so helpful for those of us who are currently going through it. That said, this one is like so different than with Edison. So with Edison, especially doing my first trimester, I didn't really have any symptoms at all besides just the severe like energy drain that I would have. And I have that this time around too, or I had that this time around too. But it was a lot worse. There'd be days where I literally just could not get up. There'd be days where I couldn't wake up, and like that's not normal for me. And so I was a little bit scared, especially since I am the primary caretaker of Edison. But it's like, I need to have the energy to deal with my very energetic toddler. And so it just really wasn't working out. I am so happy that Steven is just such a supportive husband, because he was changing his schedule so he can come home early so that I can just rest. We've got a babysitter now, and she's wonderful, and so it gives me some time to rest. But now that I have my energy back, seeing that we're getting out of the first trimester, I can use that time to kind of get back to work, because oh my gosh, I am so behind with so many things that I need to be doing. But yeah, no, the first semester was just rough. I also dealt with a little bit of morning sickness. For me, it was extremely bad, in my opinion. It was extremely bad to the point where I'm just like, I don't want to be pregnant anymore. I've decided that any other children that we're adopting, because I don't want to deal with this anymore. But my midwife was like, wow, that's extremely mild. And so to each their own, I guess. But, well, she wasn't like it's extremely mild, but she's like, that's not on the worst end of it. So I remember she was asking me, well, let me back up. So I've been feeling nauseous, especially like, from like week 4.5 to, upwards of week 10. I was feeling extremely nauseous like all the time. I wouldn't really throw up much. I probably only threw up twice. No, I threw up 3 times during this entire experience so far. And then I spit up a couple of times because I'm getting the whole like over buildup of saliva again, which is the worst thing ever. To me, that's worse than vomit. There's just so much saliva that is just like, ew, it's so gross. But yeah, I only vomited 3 times during this process, which is nice. But to me, that's terrible because I can't stand throwing up. And so I absolutely hated it. And then feeling nauseous every single day was also terrible. But in addition to feeling nauseous, I was also feeling hungry all the time. And then like with Edison, I really didn't feel that hungry. And what sucked was my nausea was kind of stemming with my hunger. So the hungrier I got, the more nauseous that I would get. And I would start like dry heaving and like, you know, dry puking, whatever you want to call it, if I didn't get food fast enough. But since I wouldn't have anything in my stomach, I wouldn't actually be throwing up. So I was hungry all the time, but I was also dealing with food aversions at the same time. So the food aversions weren't anything new for me. I had extreme food aversion with Edison, and I just really didn't want to eat anything. I ended up losing, I want to say it was close to like 25 pounds between my first and halfway through my second trimester with Edison. So I lost a lot of weight with Edison. The extreme the food aversion I feel like isn't as extreme with this kid, but it definitely is still there. So there's only certain foods that I want to eat, and I don't have the energy to cook them, and they're not readily available to me. So I would get really hungry and I would want to eat, but I couldn't find anything that I want to eat, and I'll start to puke or like dry heave and whatnot, which just hurt. And it was just a terrible cycle that I was in, and I just really couldn't find a way to break it. So I'm glad for the most part that is behind us now, especially now since I have my energy back for the most part. I can actually go out and cook what I need, so when I do get hungry, you know, I don't have, like, I still have the food aversion, but I can cook what I want to eat and it's not so bad. I feel like I've eaten out a lot though with this pregnancy, because again, you know, I was tired, didn't really want to cook or anything like that, but I was having the food aversions. So I would, you know, try to find quick ways to get the food that I needed, and things that really didn't bother me were like pizza, you know, that was fine for me, or fries, that was fine for me. And so definitely in the beginning I ate a lot of that. Definitely in the beginning I ate a lot of pizza and fries, and I really felt terrible about that. I ate a lot of fruit too, but I started cutting back on my fruit because at one point all I was eating was fruit, and I was looking at the fruit that I was eating. I was like, this is a high sugar content, and diabetes does run in my family. And so I'm like, I really need to be careful about the fruits that I'm eating. So I tried to gear more towards vegetables, but that wasn't happening. Because I wouldn't want to cook, and I couldn't find fast food vegetables that looked remotely healthy. And so I guess, you know, might as well go with pizza and fries, right? So yeah, we did a lot of ordering out. I would say between the weeks, like 5 weeks and 10 weeks again, we did a lot of ordering out. I switched over to using HelloFresh for a while, and that was a good solution for me for a little bit, because the meals are quick and easy to cook and I don't have to think. But then again, you know, when I get the real big hits of like energy loss, like again, I just couldn't handle doing it. So Steven took over that, and that worked out too, because Steven doesn't really know how to cook yet, and so HelloFresh was able to like guide him through and get us a good healthy meal to, you know, be prepared and done. And so that was good for us. But yeah, the first trimester was just really rough. That said, I'm almost at the end of my first trimester, and I have gained about 2 pounds. So that's actually normal. You know, I'm not losing an extreme amount of weight. I'm actually gaining weight. So I'm really happy about that. I'm happy where we are with this weight gain. We did get to see our baby. We saw our baby at our, I want to say we went in at 7 weeks. I think we went in at 7 weeks. And we got our first of 2 ultrasounds. I'm hoping it's only 2 ultrasounds this time. My midwife doesn't believe in doing a lot of ultrasounds, and I'm on board with that. But last time we ended up getting like 6 ultrasounds, just because there's like so much going on with like my uterus being incompetent and whatnot, and Edison trying to come 3 months early, which thank God that didn't happen. So we're praying that this time everything goes smooth on the latter end of the pregnancy. I'm sure that it will. But we got to see our baby. I'll insert clips here for you guys to see them. We also got to hear our baby at our last appointment, which I believe was 8 weeks. I think it was an 8 weeks appointment. We got to hear our baby as well. No, I think I was 9 weeks. I was 9 weeks. We got to hear our baby. Our midwife didn't think that, you know, we'd be able to hear our baby so early. But their heartbeat is strong and good and loud. So I'll also insert a clip of that here just in case you want to see it. And yeah, I just think it was so sweet because Edison was like, Mama. I'm like, oh yes. But yeah, so what else do I want to tell you guys? So besides it being rough, it's been rough, but it's also been really, really good. So I'm at 12 weeks right now, so I'm at the end of the first trimester, and I can already feel my baby moving around, which is just such an awesome feeling. Like, I've forgotten how much I missed that feeling, but it's such a wonderful feeling, you know. It's like you're never alone, which is kind of strange for a person who loves to be alone, but it's a really nice feeling. And so sometimes, like, while Edison will like push up on my belly, I can feel the baby pushing back, and I can't wait till other people can start to feel the baby too. But I can definitely feel them moving around, and it is so nice. It kind of feels like I'm starting to know their personality a little bit. I know they don't have a personality yet. That develops over time. But yeah, I'm just really excited to learn. Ooh, Edison's up. I'm really excited to learn more about this kiddo. I'm gonna go take some of my Snicker bars and get my son. And we're back. Yeah, hi Edison, do you see yourself? You see yourself in the monitor? Okay, so I have my son here. So I guess that's another thing I have to bring up. Edison decided to turn off the camera, so I have to take the phone from him. By the way, this is what my playback monitor looks like. Yeah, you know? You know? Yeah, you can't turn that off, honey. Want some duct tape? Yeah, go. Anyway, so speaking of my son, that's another thing I wanted to share with you guys. So I am no longer breastfeeding Mr. Edison. It was kind of a really bittersweet moment for us because yeah, it was. We really wanted to go 2 years breastfeeding him. And it was really, really hard. As I have shared with you guys before, Edison is being a cameraman. As I have shared with you guys before, my son has a lot of allergies. He's allergic to soy, he's allergic to legumes, he's allergic to nuts, peanuts. So he's allergic to a lot of the things that I get my nutrition from as a vegetarian who eats like 99% vegan. I will eat cheese, I will eat milk and dairy products every now and again, but the most part of my diet is vegan. So it was really, really, really hard for us, well, breastfeeding, at least on my body. You know, not being able to get the nutrition that I needed. And then after getting pregnant, I really couldn't keep up with not having like beans and rice and getting, you know, an easy, complete protein and trying to feed my son too. You know, and then we thought, you know, maybe introducing a couple of beans would be okay because, you know, he wasn't all that reactive to it. I'm fixing my tripod as I'm talking to you guys. There we go. He wasn't all that reactive to it. We tested him last time, and for a couple of weeks it worked out. But then he just got these terrible blisters all over his body, and it was around week 7 where we just realized that, okay, we cannot I can't stay healthy and maintain this pregnancy and keep Edison healthy at the same time if we're breastfeeding. So, you know, and Edison was at the point where he can eat like on his own, you know, he eats really, really well. He just liked breastfeeding, and so it's like it's not a medical necessity anymore. So we're going to wean. That was hard. That was really, really hard physically on my body. There's things that I didn't know about weaning, like you are supposed to like gradually go off of it. We went cold turkey because I still had a lot of like beans built up in my body, like the bean protein. the proteins in the beans that he's allergic to built up in my body. We didn't want him to react. But yeah, we didn't want him, you know, continuing to get those proteins in his body and continue to react. And so we're like, okay, we have to go cold turkey. And we did that. And so my boobs just got so swollen and so hard. I'm so lucky that I didn't get, you know, a clogged duct or anything like that. After 3 days, you know, everything resolved itself. Edison got used to not breastfeeding anymore. It was so cute. He'll come up to my boobs sometimes and he'll pat them and be like, no, 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 no boob, no, no. I'm just like, baby, yeah, it's a no-no for you now. But yeah, that was really hard for all of us, but especially, you know, for me and Edison, it was a hard, yeah, it was hard for you, Bubs. But we got through it. Yeah, we got through it because you're a big boy. But we got through it, and we're on to bigger and better things. So yeah, I think that's it for me to share with you guys for this bump date. It's definitely a ride, especially having a toddler. It's not a ride. You are hard, Bubs. You are hard. You're a hard one. But I love you. But yeah, it's definitely been a ride, but we're enjoying it. That's also one of the reasons why we got a bigger house. We need a little bit more space with this one and a new one that's going to be running around like him. Oh, that's another thing. We found out the sex of our baby. We are not going to share, at least for a while. So yeah, that's another thing. We found out the sex of our baby. We are not going to share for a while. Honestly, like, I wanted to know, but it's not that important to me. Again, I'm definitely, I don't want to say believer because it's proven sex and gender are two separate things. And so it's not really that important to us what our child is. They will reveal to us at a later date, and that's okay. You can feel free to not like that fact, but whatever. But yeah, we are excited. I don't know how to end this. But anyway, Edison's up now, so I'm gonna end this bump date. I'm opening now a Twix, and this is terrible. But I don't feel that bad right now. You can't have this. You really can't have this. You really can't have this. Anyway, I'm gonna leave. I will show you guys what my belly is currently looking like at the end of the first trimester. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever time you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.